everybody, welcome to SuperQuest Saga, the show where we here at the Dungeoncast sit around the table and play some Dungeons & Dragons. My name is Will Stark, and I shall be your athletic dungeon master for this evening. Joining me as always is...
Josh Freeland, playing Sebastian Crenshaw, half-orc paladin.
I'm your special guest, Jake, playing Persephone Gold Petal, Firbolg Druid.
I'm Brian, and today I'm going to be playing Echo, codename Echo.
And so a lot happened last episode, guys. A lot went down.
Yes,
I was born!
Indeed you were. So at the beginning of last episode, I believe that last episode's name is Enter Echo.
That's me.
You guys were captured by the Eternal Elven Empire. You guys met Maldaria, daughter of Melena, one of the 6 Justice Saints. And you guys were incarcerated. Separated from Premina, you were stripped of your belongings.
Not me.
And you guys were set towards the elven homeworld of Orvandor for a few days before the ship was mysteriously attacked. Later on, you found out it was the Draconic Star Sovereignty, but at the time you didn't know it. And simultaneously, along with that attack, you guys were broken free by a very mysterious elf who calls himself Echo. And most notably about him is he looks like an old world elf and not like a new world elf. You guys attempted to find Prim while aboard the Nyarlathotep. You guys failed to do so. You did find where they were keeping Prim, but Prim had disappeared, and all that was left behind was a card given to her by Lord Satyros way back in Outlaws Horizon. Big Red Devil Man. You guys ended up making your escape amidst an epic battle between the Draconic Star Sovereignty and the Elven Empire. You guys saw a void dragon collapse in upon itself.
Badass.
And a lot of people died, and you guys escaped. And now it's been a couple days.
Badass. A lot of people died. Oh, yeah. That's right.
It's that Weird Al song.
That's always on.
Albuquerque. Everybody died.
So
Except for me.
it's been a couple days, and we're going to open today's session. The scene opens on the hangar of the Brunhilde. Now, Percy, Sebastian, you guys are with Victoria and Watt, and you guys are watching as the ship flies into and docks on the hangar floor. Brian, if you want to go ahead and explain and name the ship upon which Echo flies.
Oh, yeah. You said we just flew into a hangar right now?
You flew your ship into the Brunhilde's hangar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I guess right now, when I'm docking, it just looks like... it's like 2 S shapes that kind of collide at the end into like a point. Basically, it's designed after like a songbird, like a starling. It's called the starling.
Oh, nice.
It's like tubular, like a peanut. Think about a peanut almost. You know how a bird is like shaped like with that aerodynamic like top. It's got that curve on the top.
Okay.
And it has wings that splay out. That the team, if they were looking out into me like trying to dock, it would probably the wings have like formed on to its sides. So you see like these big ovular like panels that look like feathers adhered to its side, and it just like puts out its little landing gear and lands.
Nice.
It can. Do we decide it can sit like 3?
Yeah, I would say it's a bit bigger than a halberd, but not much.
Okay, yeah. Probably only bigger than the halberd when the wings are splayed. Otherwise, the body of it, it's very. Looks like it can. I think it's designed in mind to fly in like an atmosphere as well as out in space.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
The wings are more like solar sails than anything.
Okay, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, but when you're in the atmosphere, they help trajectory.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right,
All
so
range mode.
the Starling lands on the hangar floor of the Brunhilde. Echo, I imagine that you get out of your ship.
Yeah.
And as you reapproach the party, Victoria speaks to you.
I misty step out of there like poof poof. Just
nice. And she
Super
says,
necessarily.
I think it's time we found out exactly who you are, Mr. Echo. Like, what are you for that matter? My colleagues here say that you look like a elf from their time period. Yeah. Why did you help us escape? And how did you even know we would be on board the Nyarlathotep?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that. But yes, I am elf. But
why do you look different?
Oh, it's complicated. But I guess let's start from ship. I get on the ship only to hinder the Elven Empire, really. Almost on the whim, convenience. I was docked somewhere. They showed up. Where was I? Where would I have been docked? Where?
I don't know. Make it up.
They like gassed up. somewhere.
They totally gassed.
I was at a.
We could say they docked at some planet,
Yeah, and
maybe not gassed up, but
whatever they do, they don't need to gas up.
No.
They stop for supplies or like a drop something off or something
sure.
like that.
You don't
before.
know what they were doing.
Yeah, I didn't need to know, but I did know this ship piloted by one of the six. So I wanted to know more about Melena, which I was able to do. Maldaria, sorry. It's daughter of Melena.
Yep.
I sneak on board, no problem. Something I do pretty regularly. And I hid for a few days, and I assimilated one of the guards. He's dead now.
That's great.
And that is when we were attacked and when I learned about all of you. And while I was on board, I figured the best way to hinder the Empire was to commandeer their possessions.
Okay, fair enough.
So I say, all the high priority prisoner, I set them free. Hinder elf very much.
That's true. It worked out for us.
I would say you probably know. I mean, it's pretty common knowledge who, like, the team is at this point. No, you're not like person to person. Like most people in the galaxy don't know who Water Victoria is, but everyone's aware of like the terrorists. The terrorists. I say that in quotes.
Okay, yeah.
So you know kind of who they are, but not really.
That's us.
Yeah, and I know that you are important, and what is important to elves is important to me, and just in different way. So I set you free. Unfortunate about your friend. Any beat on that?
This business card, yeah. I mean, are we gonna talk to him? I have like a.
I think we get rid of that thing.
I think I'll just hold on to it for now. Figure
Okay.
something out with it.
Are we level?
Sketch.
Did we level up?
Yeah,
Or
well,
not
I'll have you
yet?
guys go over your levels
Okay.
after each of your individual parts. This is an interlude. Spoilers.
I have a spell I might be able to use to try to find Prim. I don't know if it'll work, but maybe if we don't want to use the card, our get out of our get Prim for free card. I don't know.
Victoria says, but before we move on to that,
Yeah.
Mr. Echo, what are we supposed to do with you? Like, where do you want us to drop you off?
Also, how did you
We
come
thank
into
you.
possession of that beautiful lizard?
It's not. I tried to explain to you on ship. It's not lizard. It is me.
It's you as a lizard?
I suppose it has to take some sort of form. It is my magical presence. I make it now, and I'll make junk.
Mr. Echo,
I love him.
you've still failed to explain to us why exactly you don't look like the rest of your brethren.
Oh, that's extremely complicated situation. You are aware of? You're gonna have to help me with the language.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
But because those are all the elves that you guys have encountered are like super soldier elves.
Yes,
and not all elves look like that.
just 99% of them.
Just 99%. Most elves you encounter, they look jacked. Yes.
Yeah.
Jack.
Pretty much every
It's
single
so
one.
true.
Yeah.
I'll use my disguise self stuff to change into one.
Sure,
as an
yeah,
example.
absolutely, yeah.
Oh God, he's one of them.
Get him! Shoot him now!
Stay calm. I emulate. I am Jeffrey Wells of the 39th platoon aboard the starship
I'm Jeffrey, son of Jonathan.
Son of Jonathan, and I'm ready to kill
all the infidels.
anything that breathes that doesn't look like me.
I love it.
We'll either kill it or we'll make it ours. I change back. Very disturbing. Not the way.
very
Not the
uncomfortable.
way. Not the right thing to do. Not the right way to be. This is not natural state of elf.
Okay.
This is magic.
Mm-mm. It's all science.
This is bad science, in my opinion. Good science, superior fighting, those sorts of things. They kind of just get roided up, get a little.
So you're saying all the elves that we've ever encountered in our entire lives have just been genetically modified?
Essentially, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did we even know that?
No
We
one
didn't,
knows
right? This is all new
This
information to us?
Yeah, not just to you guys. No one knows this shit.
Oh shit!
I am a first generation born elf, free of the Empire. Now, use that information as you will.
Yeah, you know that elves aren't allowed to be naturally born in the Empire. Their births are like highly controlled.
Oh yeah, I
by
was
the
born
government.
outside.
And you were born outside
the
yeah,
Empire.
But I don't know if you want. I don't know how much you want to explain to them or not.
I'll just give them little bits of information until they seem satisfied enough.
Okay, all right. What do you guys? You guys have anything to say?
I want to roll. Oh, he's skeptical about all of it,
yeah.
of course. So I want to roll insight just
Yeah.
to make sure that seems like he's telling the truth, but
Sure.
So when you say you weren't in the Empire when
9.
you were born?
No, I'm clearly not affiliated. I would hope that has become apparent at this point.
Yeah. I just
Affiliated only in the way that I'd fuck them. I want to stop their whole deal.
I mean, kindred spirits.
Okay, I feel a little better about him now.
Spirits
Like, okay.
above the ship, definitely.
So how many elves are there like you out there?
Oh, like me?
They're like you.
Like me? Far too few.
Yeah.
Hard to say
I
how
agree.
many. It has been a long time since I've been home.
And your parents are elves, not genetically enhanced? Or?
He's a first generation,
my-
bro.
Yeah.
My parents are very much against the Empire. They led a somewhat of coup d'etat, yes, revolution.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Did I tiptoe around that one successfully?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So that doesn't answer my question, says Victoria. She's where are we dropping you off? Where are we parting ways here?
I don't know. Why did I even bring my ship on board if I'm gonna bounce?
I mean, he was useful in that fight.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
are you saying you want to stay with us? We're headed to Allos Horizon.
I want to see mission through. Help your friend. She's most important to the Empire. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Also important to us too.
I in turn would like to know more.
About her?
Yes. Documents on this subject, Primina, classified information.
Victoria
on
like
ship.
begins like squinting at you.
Yeah, maybe we'll work up to
Why don't we
that.
find out more about you, Echo? Like, who
Yeah.
are you? What's your story?
I am elf, here to hinder Empire.
That's not a story. That's
It
a
is.
sentence.
It's what I do. I suppose we really should get to know each other on a little bit more of a personal basis if we're going to travel together for a bit longer. I suppose you may continue to ask me questions.
You guys have questions for him?
I mean, he answered a whole bunch that I
Yeah,
had.
yes, yeah.
Which was what the hell and who the hell.
Honestly, I've been alone for some time, to some degree, and I have made it my life's purpose to hinder the Empire in any way I see fit. As far as a succinct, precise goal, I don't suppose I have one specifically at the moment.
Victoria's like, all right, guys, huddle.
Sure.
So she's got you guys. Okay. How do you guys feel about this guy? I don't know if we could trust him.
I got my lizard on Percy's shoulder.
She brushes him off.
I love it though. Vicky, don't be mean to him. Like he
Focus,
brushed him off
Percy.
and he's just
Percy,
back in my
focus.
head.
Focus. Are we going to invite this guy to come along? Really?
I mean, we need another person in the.
Yeah, and the last person we had tried to fucking leave us dead on a rock in the middle of Illithid territory. You just hear that in the background.
Yes, the Ricardo's over there. I mean, yes, obviously there are. There needs to be like a screening process.
Well, that's what I was trying to do.
Some sort of a vetting. How do we do that though?
I don't know. We got to ask some questions here.
Can I stealth up to the group?
Sure, go for it.
I mean,
17 plus 11.
Yeah.
I
You're
appear
all
between
over
them. I'm like, hey, look, maybe we can have this. Maybe we can have this conversation inside the ship. At maybe like, do you have a coffee table?
Everyone is.
Can we
Oh,
put
you
a
mean
belt
like
on this guy?
inside the hangar?
Yeah, this is not a very comfortable place to have interview.
That's very true.
What do you guys say?
Yeah, I could make some tea. Maybe we could all go on a spirit journey together and trip balls and just
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hard no on
Discover-
that. Hard no. All
That's
right,
how I discovered
Echo. This is
stuff
how it's
about
gonna
me.
work. You can come with us to Lost Horizon. Doesn't mean I trust you, but I am thankful for everything you've done for us so far, and you've not done anything to make me distrust you yet.
Yeah.
So you're welcome
Second.
aboard my ship for the time being. But we need to head out for Lost Horizon.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
All right, so Victoria and Watt are gonna leave you guys alone in the hangar. I don't know if you guys want to have a conversation, or we can move on to a more Percy-centric part of the story.
Sebastian's gonna reach his hand out to Echo and say, "Thank you for helping us out."
Oh
I still have questions though.
It was my pleasure, and I will answer any questions you might have to the best of my ability. Although discretion is preferable.
Discretion.
Nothing too personal, I think is what he's
Oh,
saying.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious what your motivation is against the Elven Empire. Why do you hate them so much?
I mean, it sounds like. I mean, it's cool that you're doing what your parents did. Kind of. They did a coup d'état, and caused some sort of anarchy. Sounds like you're following in their footsteps, kind of thing.
We actually ran missions together with my mother for quite some time. It is our goal to liberate others if possible, although that is incredibly difficult. Weakening the empire as a whole on a military scale seems to be the most effective way for me to act personally now. As it weaken a link in the chain, it weakens the whole.
I mean, that's not really what we've been doing. But
No,
we've been
not
doing
at
our
all.
own
Essentially,
kind of background stuff.
I board ship, I eject weapons into space, sabotage ships. Sometimes killing is necessary, and I will kill them indiscriminately.
Yeah, that's good.
To me, they are abominations.
Ooh.
Again, he's hitting the right. Striking
note for
the right
Sebastian right there.
chords,
All right, I think we can back out of this scene.
Sure.
And before we move on, though, Brian, if you want to share with the audience any details about Echo, his character sheet, you guys are level 10 now. So I don't know if you want to go over any of that.
Okay, yeah. I played like a pseudo version of this character last session, like a level 8. But there should be, and I guess I'll just break down the leveling. I'm a level 7 Blade Singer Wizard, a level 1 Rogue, and a level 2 Fighter.
Nice. Multi-class. Got it.
Yeah.
Hella multi-class.
Yeah.
I've got a +1 to Strength, a +3 to Dex, a +1 to Con, a +4 to Intelligence, a -1 to Wisdom, and a 0 Charisma. I took Expertise in Deception and Stealth.
Okay.
I'm proficient with lots of kinds of weapons.
Nice.
And I was going to ask you if I could have a cool, like a longbow, but it looks like a carbine from Halo.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Fuck
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'll just have that one on my ship.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a ranged weapon now. I'm proficient with like all kinds of weapons, basically.
Nice. I like it.
I get sneak attack. I get extra attack with the blades, blade song. So kudos to the people that figured out my class last episode in
right.
the Discord, based off of that one detail. They're like, "How can we have extra attack?"
Yeah.
That's how. I got sneak attack, expertise. I've got second wind, and I've got action surge.
Okay. Sounds
So
good.
get ready for double fireball.
Fuck, I'm into it. Fuck yeah. No, you guys are level 10 now. I'm ready to throw like real fucking shit at you guys.
I took the smuggler background from the boat one.
What the Ghost of Saltmarsh?
Yeah, the Ghost of Saltmarsh. It was
the boat one.
It was themed for nautical play, so I just stripped off the nautical stuff and
turned
added
into
space stuff.
faring.
Yeah,
I think that's awesome. Fuck yeah.
I'm proficient in space vehicles, and I have the ability to find safe houses throughout the galaxy, I suppose. And me and my homies can stay there for freezies and keep our profile low key.
Nice.
It's called, the ability's called down low.
You have a network, if you will. I like that. It's really cool.
That's probably where I was when the elves showed up and I boarded their ship. That's probably where my ship was docked, and I can recall my ship to my location and that sort of thing.
Cool. Sure.
Is there anything I'm leaving out? I have spells, obviously. You guys saw me do fireball, but I've got lots of other stuff. I guess I'll keep that.
Wizards have a lot of spells. There's no point in going through them all.
I have an item. Will let me homebrew an item that is like disguise self, but really cool.
Right.
Not that disguise self isn't cool, but this thing can last all day.
Yeah.
It does stand up to physical inspection. And then Echo just does the voice himself.
Right. Of course. Yes. That's too funny.
And then that's pretty much it. That's the breakdown. I've got like 62 HP or something. I just took the average, and then from here on out, I'll be rolling like we were before. I took the defensive fighting style for my fighter second level, so
AC.
I got 16 AC instead of 15.
Nice.
But obviously my blade song is going to bump a bunch of stuff by my intelligence score.
Which you could do twice a day, I believe?
I can do twice in between rests of any kind. So I
Long
can short
rest or short rest?
I can short rest.
Oh, wow.
Back.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and with arcane recovery, it's going to be real cool.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, is that it?
I have a soulbound sword. That's a secret too. So you guys haven't seen my blade song or my secret sword that I use for blade songing.
No.
So we have no idea you can do that.
Yeah.
I guess
We're
we'll
like,
find out eventually.
All right. Well, let's move on to the Percy section of this interlude. All right, Percy, before we tackle anything, I want to talk about and cover how are you feeling and what have your activities been over the last few days, considering all the like trauma and stuff that's kind of gone down.
Been offering strangers drugs.
With Echo, I didn't have to go over. I didn't have to go over that because he didn't know Carter and he wasn't there for half the ride.
That's very true. I feel like she's spending a lot of time in Carter's room.
Oh, that's interesting. So is Sebastian.
Oh, are you?
Probably triple as much time as you are.
Yeah, probably. She's probably just in there just kind of meditating on it. Like, because we're level 10 now, I don't know exactly how the scrying spell would work in this setting, but
I haven't thought about it too much, but can you find the spell and read it for me?
I think she would have tried to scry on Carter to see where he is.
First, let's read the spell real quick so we know what it is verbatim, and then I will try and...
You can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. Target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target and some sort of physical connection you have to it. If a target knows you're casting the spell, it can fail the saving throw voluntarily. If it wants to be observed, on a successful save, they're not affected, and I can't use a spell on him again for 24 hours.
Okay.
If it fails, then a sensor shows up, and I can see and hear where he is.
Okay, so we will go over you giving it a shot, but I do want to say, like, you got to remember with a lot of these spells, they're like designed for a D&D world that is just one planet.
Yes.
And so the galaxy is way, way bigger than obviously one planet.
Definitely
but
so.
Go ahead and give this spell a shot.
Oh, shit. Sure. I think I was doing it. So is there something of Carter's in his room?
There's
that I can
a bunch of
use?
stuff.
I left
imagine.
exactly.
Clothes.
Yeah, I let everything that like Carter didn't like pack up like he knew it was about to pop off.
Right.
He just left his room the way he normally would.
Exactly.
Is there I don't know. This might sound weird, but like hair or something of his around? I could use that.
Sure.
So basically,
We don't have a Roomba.
Yeah, no,
I mean, we don't
like a
Roomba, but I'm
3D
sure there's some
Roomba.
hair that goes onto your bed and everything.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure he could find a hair.
Yeah.
It's like scraping skin cells from between the keyboard keys.
I'm gonna scry this son of a bitch.
I'm gonna find this motherfucker. So basically,
yeah,
that puts like a negative score on Carter's save. So I think it's something like.
Carter saved all his toenail and fingernail clippings
If
in
I
a jar.
let me see what it is specifically. I think if I know them, it's a -4, and then if I have like hair, I think it's
you don't even
extra.
need to worry about that right now.
It's like a minus like 10.
We're
to
covering
his
this narratively,
save, basically.
So you don't have to roll anything for the
Okay,
spell,
yeah.
right?
No,
Normally?
he needs to save.
Okay.
Against.
I have my Carter sheet.
The way I picture this is you kind of go into a meditative state.
Yeah, it's like
and
a ritual that I need to do. So
Okay,
I'll probably
yeah.
have it in front of me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like wafting some of the tea at me. Like that sort
absolutely.
of thing. I'm just like
You're not going full into the brew,
No.
but like you're trying to reach that spiritual sphere, if you will.
Exactly,
And
yes.
so I feel like you go into this meditative state and you have this visualization of the galaxy above you, which not instead of stars, these are the spiritual spheres of everything living thing in the galaxy.
Yeah.
And you are able to get a location, not a location, but you are able to locate, what you think would be Carter's sphere based off of your familiarity with him and like your feel of his aura.
Yeah.
And when you try and like zoom in on this area in your mind, you find that you are blocked out and everything goes black for a second.
Yeah.
And you find that you're trapped in this darkness. You're not able to pull yourself out of the spiritual sphere.
Yeah.
And then you just see in front of you this cold white visage of a smiling man that does not look like Carter, with black voids for eyes.
Oh God.
And you get this feeling of like extreme magical, like almost terror as it just grins at you. And then suddenly you reel out of the space that you're back in your meditative state, or back in your meditation circle in the room.
And she like scrambles backwards kind of, and she's
Something saw you back.
Yes.
yeah, and her eyes are like welling up kind of.
Right.
She will mark that for, future references.
What was that? Was that
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know.
was that Nyarlathotep?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, okay.
but they don't know
that's
that.
cool.
I don't think you guys even know who that is.
No, we have no idea.
Oh yeah, it's just me and
that's-
not me.
And not you, yeah.
And that's more or less like why she's in his room, because she's like, well, we don't even know who this person was that we were with for this amount of time together.
Yeah.
So she's just trying to get just more of a feeling.
Sure.
And also just,
Ooh, that's bad. What just happened to you?
yes, I know. And asking you, did Carter kill all the hamsters and living beings that
I forgot
he had
about the
on him?
hamsters.
Right.
I did
right.
too. No, because
Are
that
they
would look
dead?
suspicious.
Are they just super traumatized?
What was I doing with hamsters?
I don't know, man. You tell me.
You were like experimenting like your telepathy on them. Like,
Oh, secretly?
yes.
Yeah, that probably didn't really pan out.
I will
you
say
continue to have
when
them?
you try, the hamster's still there.
I
With
wouldn't
the
have.
space.
It would have been a red flag for me to do anything bad to the hamsters.
Okay.
By Percy, because
So
she
they're
was
still
like
there.
checking on me. I remember now.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So
We'll say, Percy, the hamsters are still there, and you can speak with small animals, right?
yes.
You could tell like they're like emotionally scarred from like the shit they've just seen go down in this room.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
exactly.
They were here for a
Like,
bunch of
they
stuff.
don't act normal. They're really, really skittish. They're shaking all the time.
I'm gonna,
Most of them are malnourished, not for lack of food, but for lack of eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
try
did a
to.
bad thing.
I'm gonna try to rehabilitate them as best
Sure.
I can.
I think
move
you'll
them to my
have
room.
pretty
and-
good success at
Yeah,
that.
and just kind of move them out of the
Okay.
space.
Yeah.
Fucking wipe their short-term
We'll
memory.
say there's 4 hamsters.
Okay, for
and
sure,
You can
yeah.
name them later.
I will. And then I was gonna check also with like my mushroom farm.
Sure.
How many
right.
potions have I been able to? Because that was back.
We'll say it's
That was
been a
back a
month.
while.
I
Okay,
don't
yeah.
remember.
Okay, yeah, no.
But yeah, what I said you can make three
Three a
potions a
month,
month.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can gather three potions. A month.
Oh,
Okay, so you've been kind of just meandering about, thinking
Yeah.
about what had happened,
Kind of.
saving hamsters, trying to find Carter and failing.
Yes.
Instead, gaining the attention of a entity that you
Which
don't
I
know.
probably shouldn't have. Yeah.
I believe outside of the game, you talked about wanting to have another communion with Yuma.
Yes.
Is that still something you want to do?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so in order to do that, you know that you're pretty far out from Ella's horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And since you don't want to wait, you're gonna have to brew yourself up a pot of that brew of spiritual lucidity,
Hey.
and you do happen to have the ingredients necessary to do so.
Yeah, they sell it at Space Trader Joe's.
Sure,
Space
absolutely.
Traders.
Spacer Joe's.
Yeah.
Spaced out Joe.
Spaced out Joe. And you know that there's really no point in like trying to send electronic communication to Yuma because like by the time it got to her and then it got back, like it'd be really hard for you to synchronize. So your best bet is to try and take the tea at a time that you think Yuma is most likely to be asleep on her world.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna say that you can map all that
Yeah.
out. There's computers, there's like Google Docs and stuff
Yeah.
for it. So
I know
that
what
you figure-
time zone she's in.
Exactly,
Like, all right, she's
exactly.
12 hours ahead of me. Let's do it.
Right.
You have the Google Galaxy app on your bracer.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you take the magic tea.
I will
Is
sip
there
it,
anything
yes.
else special you wanted to do before we go on our peyote trip?
No.
Okay. So you take the tea and you become hot and flustered. Do you do the dance that you did? You don't have to. You learned that was just extra. You was just having fun with you.
No, she's
just likes
probably-
dancing.
She's
Yeah, she
probably
just loves dancing.
Crisscross.
Okay, cool.
And just kind of just in a meditative state.
So at some point, not too long after taking your tea, the room begins to swirl and spin around you. Reality becomes fluid and then falls away from you. You find yourself falling through an open blue sky.
Okay.
And as you're falling, you begin to see all these giant liquid bubbles all around you that are like windows into different worlds.
Ooh.
Below you, you see a beautiful blue ocean that you fall directly into, and then you keep falling down and into it. And you find that you don't need to breathe here either. And as you continue, you see all kinds of beautiful ocean life as you're passing through,
Oh, awesome.
but you can't seem to interact with most of it.
Yeah.
Eventually, you see down below you that the water seems to end, and you break through this kind of reverse surface, and you fall up and out of the water, and then back down onto the surface. And when you land on the water, you don't sink back in. You land back onto the surface of this ocean, and above you, you see the spiritual sphere of the galaxy, and you're back here. You're back here on your spiritual sphere surface. So yeah.
She's just gonna look around
And try and find Yuma. So you know that you're gonna have to meditate on this for a bit to try and to locate, because you're gonna have to locate Yuma and then bring Yuma, or Yuma's gonna have to come to you.
Yeah.
So I take it you do so.
Just focus on her. Yeah.
Right. So you meditate on the surface of your spiritual sphere for some time, and you allow yourself to feel this connection with all the living things in the galaxy. And after a moment, you locate Yuma's spiritual sphere. And when you do this, you see the star in the sky that is Yuma kind of like blink brighter for a second before it like redims. And you can feel Yuma mentally reaching out towards you.
Sweet.
And after a moment, you hear a voice from behind you. Percy, dear?
Yuma.
You turn around. You turn around, you see Yuma, and I haven't described Yuma sometimes, so let me re-describe Yuma.
Wasn't she like a spider person?
Not exactly. So she is what's called a Wilden, and I'm going way back to find this. Here we go. So Yuma belongs to a species of people called the Wilden. They are plant-like humanoids with some insectile physical qualities. Her skin appears to be made of smooth wood. Her hair is made of leaves, and she has a pair of fuzzy antennae rising from her forehead. Her top half is humanoid, but from the waist down, she has an insect-like abdomen with 6 wooden bug legs. She wears robes made from leaves.
I will.
You turn around, there she is.
Yes. Can I like physically interact in this?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll try.
Absolutely.
I'll hug her.
Oh, okay. So she'll hug you back.
It's been
big
real
hugs,
rough.
big
Yeah.
hugs.
And I'll hold for.
And
a very
she
long
says, "What is it, my dear? This can't be a casual house call. What has happened? Are you all right?"
You know, just been going through a bit. Did you meet Carter? Did you
I
ever
think we
meet
established Carter did meet her, and I don't remember why.
I think you went with me one time to Yuma's shop for some fucking purpose.
So.
I don't
Spy on
know.
you.
Yeah, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, you probably just buy. Do you remember
She'll
the
say,
human?
yes, the human gentleman. Yes.
Yeah. So it turns out he was a bit of a piece of shit, and he just he left us.
I'm sorry to hear that, my dear.
Yeah.
Was there an argument between the two of you?
No, I mean it just kind of turned out that he was using us and kind of trying to. Well, I don't know. We don't know any of the details, but he basically just pretended to need us, and once he couldn't pretend anymore, he just left, and we had to fight him, and we got sucked out into space, and I was trying to stop him from leaving, and I couldn't stop him from leaving, and I don't know. What do you do when people leave you? Have you ever been left, Yuma?
Yes, I've lost people before. Loss is a natural part of life, Percy. I doubt there are many in this galaxy that could say that they haven't lost someone important to them.
I mean, that's true.
But I am sorry for your loss, and I know it must hurt. But you are strong. You will be okay. I used to be married, you know. I had a husband, and I lost him to war. And to this day, I still long to hear his voice.
So sad.
But you have to remember, again, loss is a part of life as natural as the flow of time and as the coming of death. We all pass through each other's lives, and eventually we cross that threshold of mortality alone. But fear not, child. She gestures up at the stars at this point. Remember that we are all still connected, and always through the Galactic Spirit, all lives are one life.
That's true. I don't know. It's so fresh now, you know. I tried real hard, and he just left no matter what I did.
Yeah. Well, like I said, loss is part of life, and even though it hurts as much as it does, it makes us stronger and wiser. You will be both stronger and wiser for this, Percy.
I hope so. There's a new guy.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Please tell me about this new man in your life.
There's a new guy that rolled up to help us after the fact. He seems pretty cool. I'm just so seemingly ready to get hurt again. He seems cool. He's got a cute little like lizard familiar thing.
Oh, how nice.
He's an elf, which is kind of crazy. Not like a jacked up, but like a
what?
like a regular elf.
I don't understand.
Like like elves are big and
yes,
like their eyes are glowing.
I've seen an elf before, Percy.
Yeah, he doesn't look like that.
Are you sure he's an elf?
Can I disguise self in this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
space?
absolutely.
I'll try to look like
you like him? Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Go ahead.
And
So
I'll
now
just
you look like Echo.
This is what he looks like.
Oh, wow. I've never seen an elf that looked like that before. Perhaps
Yeah.
he's some sort of hybrid.
I mean, he just said that he was, not born in the Empire and not genetically enhanced like the rest of the elves.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it reminds me of elves from my time, actually. And I don't know if she knows about my dislocation.
I don't know. Did we ever cover that? I don't think you told her
I
that
don't
part.
think we did. I just
Yeah,
told
she
her
just
that I
knows you were a
wasn't-
singer that couldn't sing.
Yeah, and I wasn't from
And she
around
was like,
here.
"Oh no, we fixing this."
Mhm.
Oh, you just dropped a knowledge bomb then.
I sure did. I
Yeah.
mean, she dropped.
What do you mean by your time?
We're kind of time travelers,
What?
or at least me and my half-orc friend.
I don't believe I've met him. We didn't establish that.
No, he didn't.
That's not canon.
He wasn't trying to. There's another person like me, the human, and the half-orc were investigating something for our king, and it turned out to be an Ilthid ship, and we got blasted into the future.
There's this awkward moment of silence. She says, "Wow, you're really dropping some really heavy truths on me right now."
Yeah, I mean, you
tea.
also,
Are you sure
you
it's not
talked
the
about
tea,
your
darling?
husband. The tea's good. Don't get me wrong. But this is,
She just opens the room. Come here, my dear. Bring it in.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna be okay.
This
I
is
promise
fine.
you.
Thank you, Yuma.
And so as you guys are in an embrace,
she stabs me.
she stabs you in the fucking back.
My turn.
Shh, let this happen. No. As you guys are embraced, you guys hear the cry of the Galactic Spirit from above. And I'm going back in time to describe this again.
Please.
So give me a second. So on the horizon, actually not on the horizon this time, directly above you, you see a great shimmering light. A creature so large it takes up a great portion of the sky. Its wings are made of iridescent light, and though it is bird-like in appearance, it is anything but a bird. Its face is raptor-like, with piercing glowing eyes. Its neck has a great feathery mane of changing colors. It has reptilian-like legs with claws and a long tail that tapers off over the horizon.
Amazing.
Yeah, indeed. Yuma says, "Oh my, we are honored with her presence. Taking the brew does not guarantee communion with the Galactic Spirit." And Yuma takes a bow before this Galactic Spirit.
I do the same after just open wide, gawking at
Right. It's
for
like,
a
oh
while.
shit. You never get used to this.
Yeah, it's just as impressive.
So the Galactic Spirit actually lands in front of you. By in front of you, I mean its legs are 10 miles out that way, but it does land on your spiritual surface, and you can almost feel its presence in your soul. And above you, the Galactic Spirit's head cranes down its long and graceful neck until its beak hangs within arm's reach of you, Percy. And the Spirit's great eyes stare down at you, both patiently and expectantly.
I will get up and
Touch the beak? Touch the beak. Okay. So once you touch the Galactic Spirit's beak, you were once again filled with that life and energy from the first time you ever touched the Galactic Spirit. You feel an exuberance and vibrance as you're connected very deeply with all life in the galaxy. And then even more energy begins to pour into you. Ooh. And you begin to shine brilliantly with light of the Galactic Spirit. And in a burning burst of energy, you transform into an elemental entity of light and energy. Ooh. A cosmic elemental.
That's
if
dope.
You will. So you could choose how you look when you're a cosmic elemental.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can choose how you look when you're any of the elementals, but I'm giving you a custom space elemental, bro.
That's very dope. Yeah, I'll probably make myself look like the Galactic Spirit.
Okay, so we have mini
dope.
Galactic Spirit.
Yeah.
I like it. That's really dope.
It's just a little,
Fuck yeah.
a little Moltres.
And
basically.
Yuma's just like, oh, this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I witnessed such a lord.
she starts having a bad trip. Too much tea.
Yeah, she probably would transform back and just kind of do like a real heavy sigh, and like her shoulders will drop a little bit. She probably feels like a weight is off of her.
Sure, absolutely.
Just with talking to Yuma, then talking to our experiencing the Galactic Spirit.
At this point, the Galactic Spirit lets out a sonorous cry and lifts up and flies somewhere off into the galaxy beyond sight. And here is a rough draft of your Cosmic Elemental. I'll get that in a more official looking form.
Okay.
Feel free to share with the audience if you want, but we've come to the end of Percy's part of the interlude if you want to go over your stats and stuff with the audience.
Oh, sure. Not much changed with me. I got elemental forms, which is this, but also I got air, earth, water, and fire.
For sure,
Heart.
for sure.
Heart.
And heart. This one's heart,
that one's spirit. Or heart. We'll go with heart.
And that's it. Nothing else really changed. I got 5th level spells, which is
That's pretty game breaking.
very large.
Indeed.
And
honestly, the elementals are really powerful. Too.
Yes, the elementals are stupid strong. Because everything else I can turn into is a CR3.
But
went
they're
up.
CR5s.
Yeah, and they're CR5s.
And I tried to make that as close to CR5 as I could. I don't know. Go ahead and share some of the stuff with it.
Sure.
It's custom.
It's 108 HP.
That's a lot.
13 AC. Got 16 strength, 16 dex, 16 con.
That's a lot.
Intelligence, wisdom, and charisma are 6, 10, and 8. Resist radiant, fire, and cold. Immune to poison.
Yeah, fuck poison. Poison doesn't do shit at the higher levels.
I can fly 60 feet and walk. I can illuminate. That's pretty dope. Space flight. Finally, yeah. And then I have a slam attack and a star beam. That's dope.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's dope as hell.
All right. Is there anything else you want to share about Percy or anything else you want to do before we move on?
Those were the big things.
Okay.
Can I have spied on Percy's ritual with my familiar?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Crawls under the door and watches all of it go down, and then as she's coming out of her trip, it just like leaves again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll probably just be wherever I am in the
Honestly,
ship.
it was probably pretty boring because she didn't do the dancing Yuma was doing.
I was studying the magic.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. You've learned some things.
You
We'll
didn't
say.
see too much. You just saw the
That's me. I spy on the crew now. Like actually.
Yeah.
All right, for sure. Real trustworthy.
Yeah, not taking the
All
right steps.
Well, yeah, they don't know who I am, but I don't fucking know who they are either.
Fair enough.
very true.
Yeah.
All right, Sebastian. So before we dive into what you've been up to specifically or what you will be up to in the interlude, let's talk about Sebastian's thoughts and feelings over what's gone on over the last few days and maybe some of your like more, what's the word I'm looking for? Passive activities you've been up to.
I mean, of course, he's beyond pissed off right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
He feels like, I mean, of course, Carter betrayed everyone, but back of his mind, he almost feels like Carter's the reason he's here now. Like something in the old world. Mm-hmm. Like this is all part of Carter's big master plan, and he misses the old world. He wants to be in the old world, so it gives him even more fuel to the fire to be pissed off.
Yeah.
Of course, now not just the elves, but he's pissed off at the funky illithids. He doesn't like them anymore either. And then of course Carter. So those are 3 on his hit list right now.
Okay. It's a big hit list.
Yeah.
It just keeps growing.
So he's pissed off, and he wants to know what's going on, what Carter's involvement was with this, why the illithids were involved.
What is happening here?
It's
There's so many moving parts, and like you guys have like a glimpse, but you don't have a full
he wants
clear
to
picture.
kind of find out like who recruited Carter. Like it's what caused him to do these things and cause all these things to happen and betray the party. And then of course, he knows that Carter was able to read those orc runes as well, which makes him even more curious now. Yeah, because the fact he hit him and then all the things that happened afterwards makes him really wonder what the heck is on those runes.
Okay.
So that's what's going through his mind right now. He's just curiosity about all those things. And just
curious
pissed
and
off.
angry.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
an
much.
Interesting mix for sure. Okay. So Carter's room, besides maybe Percy's poking around, has remained relatively untouched since the day of the betrayal.
Yeah.
And so I take it you've decided that you need to do. You want to understand what dark discoveries your former ally found when looking through all the runes and the ruins of the orcs of Namleth. So I take it you're going to take the time to spend hours in
I want
here.
to spend as much time in there as I can. I'll even ask Watt if he can like try to break into his computer or if there's anything that's encoded.
I don't think that's going to be possible because I'm pretty sure he had a lot of safeguards up on the computer.
Okay.
You can have Watt work on it, but that'll take days of time.
Okay.
I think last episode we said Watt was going to work on it.
But it's going to take some time, I think. Yeah.
Because I think I added a subroutine into one of the episodes where Carter's computer was quarantined by the rest of the ship.
Sure. I also feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of wrote this ahead of time. I feel like Carter is the kind of person, especially being from Old World, is he would have some things written down physically, like with ink and pen.
Yeah, but as to what that is,
like when I picture him journal writing mostly.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's something he did in the things he carried on him, because he didn't want anything to be like there's a reason you encrypt the computer this way.
Oh, yeah,
know?
sure, absolutely.
So Book of Shadows was always something Carter had on him.
Oh, right. I forgot you always journaled in there, too.
Yeah, and I was just adding to, we'll probably get to it one day, like when the campaign is over, about some of the details on Carter's book, but it was his father's journal, and he continued the writings of madness in the back.
Okay.
Just when there's blank pages in there.
So here's a question: does oh my gosh, Echo, does he know comprehend languages?
No,
he doesn't really. He just didn't pick it up.
I've only got so many spells.
That's fair enough. I just thought he would have.
No.
Okay. Well,
it's something I could learn later if I wanted to. Sure. It's. I mean, I'm a wizard.
So Sebastian, you're gonna find a lot of the pictures and whatnot of the monolithic writings and stuff from the ruins. You might find some translated things here and there. You might find some diagrams and some pictures of the hieroglyphics, like not so much like the ruins, but the pictures, which told stories in the ziggurat. And go ahead and give me an investigation check at advantage as you spend hours poring over the information. And if you roll well enough, you might be able to piece together a story.
That's a 10.
10 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yikes.
Well, you spend a lot of time in here, and so you're going to find some things out. And so over the course of days, I would even say, you discover that it would seem that the dispersion amongst the stars fared pretty poorly for the orcs in comparison to all the other races of the galaxy. Adapting to the quickly developing technologies and magics of the new world proved extraordinarily difficult for them. While they were a proud race and many of their number did find like wealth and success by becoming like famed and formidable mercenaries, most orcs, from what you can see of some of the stuff they've written, they live lives of rural squalor and of antiquated destitution.
Okay.
So, and as a matter of fact, it was the elves of all the races who showed the most sympathy and generosity to the orcs for a time, even giving the orcs the world of an amulet to have as their own. But despite this, orcs felt a level of envy and fear of the other races as they fell further and further behind, both economically and technologically. The orcs grew fearful of both oppression and marginalization. And this was not unfounded, as the orcs were looked down upon and treated as second-class citizens most places they went, which in turn led to a case of extreme isolationism.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it seems that at some point there came to be a prophet garbed in robes of black, giving demonstrations of strange magical devices and technological wonders. His name, according to what you've been able to find, was Nyarlathotep.
Ooh.
And where he came with promises of an orc renaissance. So he came with promises of an orc renaissance of both awe and horror. And he preached of a god and a promised land the orcs would be delivered to. And he tempted orcs to his side with his demonstrations of power. The cult of Nyarlathotep swept through the orcs like a wildfire, in a way that seems almost supernatural. Like even when religion spread in real life, they don't like take a hold of a culture like this did. It consumed every facet of orc culture. Its roots growing long and tangled and deep. And this religion had one singular and all-consuming purpose. It was bent upon achieving the end of this world so that a new promised land could be realized. After all, what had this world ever done for the orcs? Servitude, poverty, and marginalization. Their new god would deliver them from this flawed and corrupted world. So I think with all that, Sebastian would come to suspect that the reason for the decimation of your people might have something to do with this cult.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So I don't know. What do you want to do with all the information?
Hot drops.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's
Hot
rough,
drops.
man. Would I recognize Nyarlathotep's name, like from the old world, or no? Okay.
No, that's way
that
too
secret
obscure.
shit.
Yeah, super secret.
Well, that's a lot to take in, man. It seems like almost, yeah. I mean, they kind of brought it upon themselves, of course. It seems like the orcs did by.
I mean, but you don't really know that.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Well, that's an interesting take on that Sebastian has. Like they were weak, you know.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
That's what he's all about. Is about strength, you know, and oath of conquest, you know.
But at the same time, they were tempted by power.
Yeah, that's true too. That's something he'd have to sit and
to ruminate
about.
on that.
I mean,
for sure.
That's a lot to take
of information.
in. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Is there anything else you wanted to do besides that?
A couple things. He also, like I said, he's doing all that research. He wanted to find out what he could from Carter's room. He does need to check in with the Iron Legion. He hasn't checked in with them, and especially we went through that field of all those destroyed ships and stuff. So he wants to check in to see what the status is and kind of let them know what we've gone through and stuff.
Yeah, you could send a report and a message, and expect some sort of callback, hopefully at some point in the next week or two.
Okay.
You don't have to say it verbatim. Was there anything specific that you wanted to drop in there?
I think it was just pretty much like he wants to see the status of the war, really, to see what happened. Where was all the ships destroyed at? Silog. So he'll say that he noticed the ships at Silog and what was the results of that.
Okay.
Also kind of give him a brief description of what he's gone through and that he was captured for a little bit and then they escaped and they're moving along. So.
Okay. Sounds good.
Not too much information, but kind of give him an update.
Sure.
Because he knows if he doesn't check in, they're going to think he's either dead or something's happened.
MIA, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the last thing he wants to do, he's going to pull out that business card by himself.
Okay.
He feels like it's something he needs to do by himself. He doesn't want to get anybody else involved.
No.
Now I know why you said
Yeah,
I won't infringe on this moment, but how much of my very, very careful spying have I absorbed? Can I just
I mean, God, you've never played Final Fantasy VII, have you? There's a scene where like Sephiroth starts. Spoilers for Final Fantasy VII. There's a scene where Sephiroth starts like discovering things about himself, and he's like spends all this time in a library, kind of going crazy. I picture Sebastian having that scene.
Yeah. It's so he's taking in all this information. He's just at this point he's so just frazzled by everything.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, this will help me out. Try to solve some answers. So he pulls out the business card. And
you just see him like just pervasively reading.
So I understand he's studying something that I don't understand.
Yeah.
But he's like going down the rabbit hole and I can tell he is, but I don't want to be in this moment where he's going to pull the card.
Yeah.
I just want to lightly spy on the whole crew.
Sure.
And then I want to go again at the end.
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. So
should I go now or should we leave that for the end of the episode? Because that sounds epic.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. We can start with you. Sorry, Sebastian.
No, it's good. It's good.
What do you
Okay.
need?
I just want to check in with Persephone first. Like in between all of this, like you seem sad.
One of our people betrayed us. I don't have a very good I have a record of abandonment. You don't know that, but
yeah, ship record said there was a human.
Yes.
In your midst, and obviously he's not here. I've noticed that is his room down the hall there.
Yeah, Sebastian's spending a lot of time in there. Probably that isn't for the best, but he's also real mad. I'm more sad than mad. He's more mad because he knew and couldn't really do anything about it.
Did the elves have data on like Carter's name and stuff? How much do I know about him before?
Of all of them, Carter, they probably have the absolute least interest in and the least data on.
Right. His name? Did they get his name?
Probably. I think maybe. Yeah. Why wouldn't they have? You never tried to hide it.
Yeah. Who was this Carter?
We don't really know. I think that's kind of what Sebastian's trying to figure out. Is we didn't know how he got his powers or what sort of dark forces had a hold of him, but we don't really know.
Used magic?
Yes.
And you do not know how he came to acquire this power?
I mean, would I have noticed the Book of Shadows with us doing stuff? Like, it's not like
he treated it like a spell book. He just had it with him like a normal.
Yeah, he
I have
had
spell book as well.
He had a spell book and like a arcane focus kind of little like trap kind of thing on his hip. That's about it. We don't really.
It is not uncommon to have focus. What sorts of magic would he do?
He made like big old like black blotches of nothingness with little tentacles that came out.
Oh yeah, Echo frowns. Echo frowns at that.
And then like a lot of like disjointed voices. And like, you know, all the clues were there. We should have.
You know, there was a lot of red flags, and I just didn't see them.
We should have known.
I was too close.
Yeah, I was. You know.
Can I roll to get
Sure,
data
yeah,
from the
yeah.
description?
I mean,
Like
yeah,
Arcana?
warlocks are a thing. Yeah.
Oh, can I? Will I know? I don't
Just-
feel like I have enough for warlock.
Yeah,
from
but go
this
ahead.
stat.
Go ahead with the roll.
So my Arcana, I am proficient in Arcana, so
I
that's a
hope so.
15.
Yeah, I mean, what are you trying to
It's like
discern
my
here?
first good Arcana roll in like
Hey.
30 games.
I know, right?
And also,
what were you trying to
That
discern
includes
exactly?
that. I want to know. I want to just help break Carter down.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it sounds like he was practicing dark magics.
Yeah.
Usually that stuff's done less through like a studying and more through like deals with dark entities.
Okay. How much should I know about a warlock?
You know that warlocks make pacts with entities that are usually not necessarily evil, but they're usually like really esoteric and like very powerful and very dangerous.
And I don't know any. I would imagine I don't know any.
I mean, you probably know of some, you know. Here and there.
maybe in like the
like
underworld.
you know devils exist. You know what I
Yes.
mean? There are certain
And
like
demons
archfiends
and-
out there,
yeah.
and there are other entities in the universe.
There are several different kind of magic user.
yeah.
Me, I study to become good at magic. You, it seems
Nature
that,
gives me, the galaxy provides for me.
that might be key to breaking down this Carter, figuring out where his magics come from.
You know, I did see something kind of unsettling when I tried to scry on him earlier.
I'm sorry, you did what?
But I kind of want to, have the, as a group, impart that knowledge onto everybody. But yeah, I have a very cool spell that lets me spy on people across the galaxy.
Yes, I've heard of this scry.
Yeah, the scrying. And, I saw something because I tried to see where Carter was, because we're all mad at him, and I feel like we should go and get him.
Do you plan to do this sort of thing again?
The scry?
Yes.
Maybe not against him.
Perhaps
that's why I kind of
not,
want to talk
yes.
to everybody about the unholy nightmare that I saw in my mind palace.
I'll put my hand on Percy's shoulder. I'll say, Persephone, you seem wise.
Thank you. You seem cryptic.
We back we back out of the scene.
Oh no!
We're back. We're back.
Do you know what I do when I'm sad?
What do you do?
Do you like music?
Sure.
Let me play something for you. And I think Echo will take Percy back to his ship and just play some fucking jams.
All right,
Some
cool.
sick
Yeah,
jams.
fuck yeah. Is Percy into that?
Yes. She's super into that. She also wants to ask Echo for a favor.
Mm.
Maybe I could do that in this scene. At some point, she'll be like, Echo, you kind of translated for me when we were talking to the singers. Is there any way that you could teach me New Elvish
It is
at all? It seems, it's hard because we come from, I don't know, have we told you about the whole time distortion garbage?
no.
Where we come from, elves spoke differently. So a lot of the languages that we know have changed and evolved since where we're from. So
Yes, I understand. You do not know this language. This is D&D 5th edition. It is easy to come by language. So I will. Yes, I could teach you.
I would love. It might go.
Here is
a step.
this is first thing you need to know is how to ask where is bathroom.
Okay.
So I'll just start.
The picture
Yeah,
starts
zoom
zooming
out,
out.
zoom out.
We go back to Sebastian. All right, Sebastian, you said you wanted to use this card, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to do one of these with Sebastian too, though.
Okay, well, maybe after this.
Maybe another day.
Sure,
when he's,
or that too.
he's not so angry.
Yeah.
Very, very
He's
angry
in a
right
dark
now.
place right now.
Yeah.
All right, so where do you want to do this? In your room or in Carter's
Yeah,
room?
my
All right.
room locked up.
All right.
Lock that door so
Sure.
no one can come in. Sebastian feels like if he can take this on his own shoulders and not
Involve the others.
and put this
Yeah.
on anybody else
Okay.
to save them.
So again, on the back of the card, it says, "When in times of need or strife, assistance is offered at a price. For those in fear of limb or life, fear not, and simply call my name thrice."
So Sebastian will say, Lord Satyros 3 times.
Okay. When you do this, a small, scaly winged imp appears and bursts of fire and brimstone.
Who are you?
And
You're not Lord Satyros.
no, it's not. And this imp looks at you
shrunk.
with a grin on his face, and he says, "What is it you desire, mortal?"
Want to know where Prim's at? And I need to speak to Lord Satyros.
Okay. "Oh, my lord warned me about you and your allies. The girl Primina is now under the protection of his worship, Lord Satyros. She now resides at the palace of Keboras as both lady and its guest. My lord has decided not to extend his gracious sanctuary to you or others you consider
Excuse me?
allies.
What?
You?
Why not?
I do not question my orders given me by my lord."
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Who can I speak to that's more powerful than Lord Satyros?
Oh, you would go
Where's
to
your manager?
Yeah, where's your
No,
manager? I need to tell your manager now.
I want your manager. No.
Now, that's an interesting question,
yeah.
mortal. What would give you the impression that I would have the authority to give?
I have a feeling that you might be able to set up a meeting with me and someone. I think
do not
there's
have
something
the,
I can work out with this other person.
I do not have the power to set up a meeting, but it is true that Lord Satyros is not the end-all and be-all of my organization. I am a servant of Lord Satyros, but he in turn owes an undying fealty to much more deific power, if you will. Archduke Ramazal, Lord of the first and highest of our realms. But you would have an impossible time gaining an audience.
What would I
And
need
even
to
a worse
do?
time trying to gain his favor.
We'll see.
What would you need
tell
to
me.
do?
Yeah.
Very well, you would have to journey to the Void Harrow. A journey few ever attempted, even fewer managed to survive.
The void what?
Void Harrow.
Void This is making me uncomfortable.
If that is all, I will be on my way.
You let Lord Satyros know that I'll be coming for him.
Oh, I'll let him know. So long, sucker.
Just shoot.
Disappears.
Oh, I am so mad that you did that because I have just the fucking spell for this.
God, what would you have done?
I have planar binding.
Okay, that'd be interesting. Yeah, you could have bound him for sure.
And then he would have not said "peace out, sucker," and then we could have done some shit.
Yeah, you might have been able to question him for a bit. All right, Sebastian, why don't you tell the audience about your level up and all that jazz?
Well, not too much happens with 9 and 10. Level 9, I do, of course, the proficiency bonuses go up. I do have more spell slots now. I got 3rd level spells now.
Nice.
Not no
Very
5th level
nice.
spells like Percy over
Yeah,
here, but I got
still,
some 3rd
third
level
spells
spells.
are nice.
Which will be nice for some hefty smites here in the future.
True.
I got the Aura of Courage. So it says you and your friendly creatures within 10 feet of you can't be frightened while you are conscious.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool to
Yeah,
have that.
sure.
So, and then picked up another known spell. So now I know 8 spells instead of 7. So
Cool.
that's gone up a little bit. And then I got a big bump in HP because I had that tough feat. So I'm up to 113 HP
God
now.
damn. It's like double what poor Echo is.
Yeah. So that was pretty much all I got with that bump. I mean, still a pretty good bump for
Yeah.
sure. So that's
So
what I
just
got
generally
all up.
bigger, better, stronger.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a nightmare, my dude.
Was there anything else you guys want to do before we call it a game?
Yeah, I'll try to have the scene with
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Sebastian now.
Go for it.
So I'm walking out of my room now. Just had that meeting. I'm all pissed off still. Like
You
I'm
smell-
like, I need to go eat something.
You
I'm like,
smell
I'm hungry.
brimstone as Sebastian exits his room.
I think I'll probably just meet up with him while he's eating.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm gonna opt out of all the devil shit. I'm gonna just like I'm not gonna have experienced any of that.
Okay, yeah.
I'll probably just finish talking to like Percy. I'll go to the break coffee room and see if anybody is in there solo, so I can catch them and do one of these with them. Like,
Yeah.
Hello, Sebastian.
Hello, Echo.
How is everything?
Just peachy.
Excellent. Good to hear. I've been speaking with Persephone about a few things. I know that we don't know each other very well, but I would like to change that. What are you eating?
He's making himself some lean meat, I guess. Some
Yeah,
just lean meat,
space
there's
meat.
carbs,
Lean
like
space meat.
yep. Some toasted lizard. I don't know.
An
Sure.
F-bat sandwich.
Yeah.
Lean protein is very good for diet.
Yes, it is good for the workouts.
I enjoy smoothies.
Oh, nice.
There's lots of good smoothies out and about. When was the last time you did anything relaxing?
Relaxing.
It seems like you
not
and
for
your
a long
team
time.
are always working very
There's
hard.
always something to do.
We're getting caught up with some lowlifes like space elves.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about those space elves, man.
Oh yes, I know.
I mean, to you, they're just elves because you're from space, but
Yeah, whatever.
He's picked up on our lingos now.
Yeah,
He knows
sure,
we refer to them as
absolutely.
space elves, so that's funny.
How would you like to go out on the town?
Not right now.
No?
Thanks for the offer, but I got some stuff I gotta take care of first.
I see.
Appreciate it.
Well, if you change your mind, I'm happy to oblige. I know lots of good spots where we can meet in secret and not have to worry too much about any external forces.
That's
that
good.
sort
We
of
gotta
thing.
stay low key, so that's good to hear.
Yes,
that we have
definitely.
that-
That's kind of
that
my
option.
whole gem.
That's good. I like that.
Well, all right.
You should try their toasted chicken. It's good.
Okay. I'll make some. I'll make some
That
toasted.
sounds- that sounds
I'll make some
okay.
toasted chicken.
Toasted
How much money does
roasted
Echo
chicken.
have?
I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. Because I'm not trying to stay here for free. With
Sure.
Victoria.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll appreciate that.
Echo's trying to go get a smoothie.
No one wants to go get a smoothie.
We had this cool, but I like the in character say no,
Yeah.
so that's fine. I'll go find Persephone and be like, hey, when was the last time you got out of this place?
It's been a while. We've been busy fighting corrupted illithids and being betrayed and getting locked up in elf jail.
Indeed. Have you ever had space kale ground up with some yogurt?
Yeah, I think we had some smoothies on Psylog. Oh no, they didn't have smoothies on Psylog.
It's a shame.
It's true.
There's
then I
lots
don't
of
know.
lots of great smoothie places. You want to go get a smoothie with me?
Sure, you could teach me more elf.
Oh, I'll teach you.
New elf.
I could teach you how to order the smoothie you want in New Elven.
Okay.
My only condition is that we stay super low key.
I can change myself. I can change how I look.
Show me.
I mean, it only lasts an hour and I can only do once, so if we're going to go, we should go
save
now.
it, save it for Smoothie Town.
Yeah.
I think we'll go clear it with the ship's captain.
Sure.
Are we good to go?
Go ahead.
We get in the Starling.
And that is where we're going to end today's session of SuperQuest Saga. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the show, please like, subscribe, comment, leave a review, and we'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
Bye.